And I don't live in North California. I do live in Nevada, right next to California. Is Northern Nevada. And yes, we've been having blizzards for the past 2 to 3 days.
What happened to global warming, man? I thought the Earth was going to be a flaming ball of fire according to all these global warming guys.
Well,
I'm not seeing it. It's been a really cold winter for me. In any event, we're still waiting for someone to load.
Yeah, there is an observer that is dropping out or has dropped out, and we're waiting on that.
And while we're waiting, let's go over who's still in this thing.
Sounds good.
Goody, as I said, is round 4. BCQT is, of course, in this match itself. Dreamcatcher, who is Root Dodoro, and he's a Canadian. And so here we go. We finally get underway.
That's right. And you can go ahead and take it away for us, Jim.
All right. Spawning on the right side of Scrap Station is Papali, and we have yet another lagger. I guess the only good part of this is they are lagging right at the very beginning of the game.
Yes.
And so it really doesn't matter. And so he's going to be asked to leave. Hopefully he will do so. If he does not do so, Empire, whatever his name is, will have difficulty getting into other games because admins will chase him around and tell him to leave. And don't let McDuff's get his banhammer out. As nice of a guy, you know, McDuff's is like Mr. Super Nice Guy on the stream. You should watch him pwn people when he's an admin on CraftCup.
When I get pissed, people get missed.
And the thing is, you've got a pretty long
look at this.
queue. Yeah.
Everybody dropped? Or
I think they're leaving because they don't want Empire in the game.
Yeah.
So Empire Stranger better not join, and he's going to have a hard time joining the rest of the day. I can tell you that.
That's for sure.
I don't want him in any of our games.
I don't either. That was ridiculous.
So if I see him, let's get rid of him before the game even starts. And I hate. You know what? This is the first time in like 3 months I ever said that we have to say this. But you know what? We got to do that. So.
Oh man. You in the next one? Are you in the...
Yes, I am.
All right, fantastic. Jumping in right now. We're going to go through the logo process and everything like that again, guys.
And you know what? We now have Elvin is here, a CraftCup min. So, anyway. Here we go. Once again.
All right, countdown has begun. We're at 3 seconds. We're ready to bring it to you. All right, everybody, welcome to IMBA TV, where everything is in balance. We've got Papuli facing off against Beastie QT here, and we are going to continue in on this CraftCup EU number 31. And you know what, Jim? Why don't you go ahead and take us away?
All right. Fortunately, both players spawned in the same locations they did before we had to regain. Papuli as yellow Protoss on the right side of Scrap Station. BCQT spawning as green Terran, spawning at the top of Scrap Station. This map was arrived at by process of elimination, and usually is not a map we see a lot during veto-type gameplay. When maps are being vetoed, we notice Papuli is warping a pylon in right beside his Nexus, so we'll see no early cheese play from him. BCQT really doesn't have a major decision to make. However, it looks like he's not choosing to go with some kind of a wall, because he's using his supply depot right beside his Bespin Geyser. Now we'll notice BCQT is placing a barracks in his main base as he scouts with the SCV that built the supply depot. We now notice as well Papuli is warping a gateway in beside his pylon, and also an example of another guy who's not going to even attempt to bother trying to build a wall that is in the extremely wide ramp of the main base for both players on Scrap Station. Probably what makes this map pretty unique. And both scouts move between each other. BCQT has placed a refinery before his barracks completes, which is pretty standard for Terran. I think he built it on his 14th or 15th SCV. First fighting unit for BCQT is a Marine. We noticed BCQT's scouting SCV has entered the Protoss main base. Because BCQT is running around the Protoss main base and sees all of the buildings, he is 100% confident that there can be no proxy play by Papuli, because Papuli at the 3-minute mark couldn't build any more than he's got in this base.
That's correct. And both of these players are very good players. I'm interested to see what they're going to go with. And it looks like BCQT's second fighting unit will be a Marauder, interestingly enough, with concussive shelves.
And only with one building to produce fighting units, BCQT is going to be a little bit weak in the first couple of minutes. Fortunately, there's such a large land rush distance on Scrap Station that it won't have much impact on him, the fact that he has such a weak starting army. And a little bit of, and this Zealot takes it took one swipe at the SCV. One
more, and that SCV is going down 2 health, and that SCV gets away. It's a miracle here. SCV's sweating in his suit here. But look at this, Papuli with this probe. Exciting action. The SCV goes down. Probe is victorious.
I thought we had a miracle on Scrap Station.
It didn't happen that way, man.
Here we go. 2 Marauders, 1 Marine, and we see a second barracks with a reactor add-on. And here come 2 Marauders, 1 Marine. 5 minutes into the game. Let's see what this offense can. Let's see what this maneuver can produce for BCQT. Now notice we see Papuli backing off. He doesn't want any part of these 2 Marauders. We also see gateways 2 and 3 being warped in but not complete. And so this is a nice piece of timing by the Serbian Superman.
That's for sure. Force field going down. Not being the most effective. A little bit, but not much.
Well, these Marauders are going to spell big trouble for these 2 sentries, I'll tell you that.
And Stimpack research has just begun for BCQT as Warp Tech is finished up for Papuli.
Nice scouting job by BCQT. He uses those Marauders as scouts. And these Marauders are now in big trouble.
That's right, they are. 1 Stalker goes down, but the rest take out those Marauders. And it looks like we do have an expansion being planned right now by Papuli as he throws down this natural expansion. We do have 3 bunkers going down right now for BCQT, feeling a little bit paranoid about any kind of attack coming in.
Well, he spent 400 minerals on this expansion, 550 minerals on this expansion orbital command, and so he's obviously afraid that Papuli has spent all this money on an army and also has warp gate technology. He's afraid of a forward pylon somewhere.
And that makes sense. I would be too. BCQT is going to lift off this command center, but he's not putting it in the natural expansion area. Very interesting choice.
He's probably just using it for mules at this point.
But we do see a starport going down right now, as well as on this factory there is a reactor core, so I think this factory will switch off with that starport, and we could see some drop play coming down from BCQT.
Stimpack is 10 seconds away from completing, so BCQT's infantry will be infinitely aided by that high-quality upgrade. Now, Papuli is afraid of Banshees. He's got 3 anti-air units right in his money line. And BCQT has very nicely scouted the expansion by Papuli. And we are 8.5 minutes into the game, and if we take a look at the unit counting station, Papuli sits at 36 probes, mining off of what is now 2 bases. BCQT is finally getting his second expansion completed, well placed properly. BCQT only has 29 SCVs, 7 less worker units than his Protoss opponent.
We're seeing Hellions come out right now from this factory. As those come out, there is a dropship coming out from this starport, as well as an engineering bay going down for BCQT. Over here in Papuli, yeah, we've got the robotics facility, and the first thing out of that will be an observer. Actually, the second thing out of that will be an observer. So 2 observers out on the field, trying to keep an eye on the map and keep his map awareness well. Papuli is doing a pretty good job so far.
And it's a big map, so it's a big job. Papuli still has 12 more worker units than BSTQT. And Papuli is going to spot this drop play. He's got the observer right there. He's able to see it all. Let's see how Papuli reacts to this. Nice placement of a forward pylon. BSTQT now knows. See, interesting, BSTQT decides to back off with this dropship because BSTQT saw the pylon. He now knows Papuli's waiting for him.
And it looks like he may go for a two-pronged attack as these Marines and Marauders push forward.
And they're going to have a whole lot. They're going to have their hands full.
That's right. Guardian Shield goes down. This is a giant ball of gateway units.
Look out,
3 Guardian Shields down.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. BSTQT is getting annihilated.
That is
here.
for sure. Papuli bringing him to school as he throws down those force fields in a pattern to trap in all of the bio forces there, and Papuli is pushing forward. As there was a Hellion attack, the double-pronged was successful here as BSTQT was able to take out a lot of probes. 30 down to 33 probes now. 29. Papuli is losing probes left and right. And this does not look good for Papuli as Papuli tries to push forward. 3 Stalkers out now for Papuli, trying to take care of this Hellion harassment as these units reach the front of BSTQT's base. BSTQT throwing a bunch of SCVs off the line, building some more bunkers as he does not have any. He sold his original, and he does have these up and will try to put units in them. Those Hellions did go down, and it looks like Papuli sitting in a commanding position.
Nice force field use. BSTQT is in a whole heap of trouble. And BSTQT loses SCV after SCV, but he does have to back off, and it looks like he will successfully defend this push. Will BSTQT go on the offense, or will it looks like he's going to back off? Fantastic,
and
amazing
action.
between
Expansion here for Beastie too as well. Sorry to cut you off, Jim.
No problem. Robotics facility warping in Colossus. So we've got Colossus and Stalker.
And more Hellion harassment.
Yeah.
Fantastic play by Beastie.
I'll tell you what, Papuli's down to 20 harvesters now. BSTQT is at 28 harvesters. And BSTQT is leveraging this dropship for all of his work. Papuli has no Phoenix, no gateway to speak of. So Papuli now must place his stalkers in the middle of his in the middle of his 2 money lines.
And my co-caster Jim meant to say Stargate. You did say gateway.
Okay.
Anyways,
no problem.
there is another. It looks like this dropship. And yeah, these rocks in the middle are going down from Papuli as BSTQT continues to try to reinforce his units.
No thermal lance by Papuli.
And here comes another Hellion drop.
Look at this dropship placement. That is interesting to place him there. And he can hit and run.
That's right, and that's exactly what he's doing. He takes down a couple probes, and 3 more go down before that last Hellion gets taken out. And now Papuli sitting on 26 probes. We do see that BSTQT is sitting on 32 SCVs and 6 mules. Well, it was 6 mules. Now it's down to 4, but still, that's quite a bit of mule.
And with 3 orbital commands, he can crank out mules by the dozens, folks. Now, the one thing is Papuli's got this observer strategically located. It will allow him to see any incoming BSTQT push. We know BSTQT's got 1 factory, 1 starport, 2 barracks. I'll tell you what, BSTQT has done an amazing job at hanging on. This has been a really close round 4 game.
That's for sure, man.
So we've got 14 stalkers. The stalkers do not have blink. We've got the Colossus. How many of those Colossus do we have? 2 Colossus, but they do not have thermal lance.
Nope. And level 1 attack upgrade and armor upgrade are not done at all for, or even being researched right now for Papuli. As Papuli tries to take out this little bit of wall here, and we do see BSTQT finally moving this this orbital command to another expansion point and an observer here in BSTQT's front lines to see what BSTQT has. And you know, Papuli didn't like what he had, so he backed off. He decided not to take those rocks out.
And notice BSTQT's army is far more powerful at this point than Papuli's. BSTQT is sitting